Namaste, you guys. I was thinking about something after I made my video, my thoughts on faux sister locks, that I wanted to revisit my lock journey. Because one, my lock journey video, my lock intro video was such a long time ago, and although it's still relevant, sometimes, well, now that I'm so far into this journey of mine, you know, there's new things that have developed. My way of thinking has changed. So I just wanted to share that again. And plus, there's been some, I don't know, just my whole thought on that last video that I made is just really, I wanted to talk more so about it, but when I go back and watch my videos, I tend to realize that I talk a lot, and sometimes I want to make my videos short and sweet, but I get to talking and I get sidetracked so easy. I'm gonna work on that, y'all. I'm gonna work on that. So just stick with me. I'm gonna work on that. Okay. So, like I was saying in my last video, learning to love and embrace your hair is a journey. That is why I think I am so passionate about the whole fake sister locks. And it's odd because I don't have that same feeling about traditional locks. I don't have that same feeling with that, but I have it with the faux sister locks. And I don't know, I guess it's because we are so unique. Black women, we are so unique. And it frustrates me so much to see so many people trying to emulate who we are, what we do, to the point that they're selling it back to us. It frustrates me to no end. Okay. To reintroduce my lock journey, because it is a journey. And when I first started growing locks, or when I was thinking about it, I would read posts, I would read blogs, because back then they didn't have a lot of videos on YouTube. I don't even think YouTube was really that big of a deal then. Anyway, there were not a lot of videos to just speak about it and help you. And stuff that I learned from my own experience, and I learned from reading blogs. As I was coming to the realization that I really wanted locks and not just admire them from afar, I started reading like it's a journey, be patient, and blah blah blah. You learn about yourself and you grow. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? I'm just getting locks. What are they talking about? Growing and journey. I'm just growing locks. But it is a journey. The journey is self-love. It really is. And for me, I cut my hair after I wanted to get locks. Well, actually, before then, I had kinky twists. I wanted to see what it looked like to have locks, or something that was not straight hair. And the micro braids that I had at the time did not give me that same effect. I got kinky twists. That's what they were called then. I think they're called singlees or something like that now. So I got the kinky twists and I had them. They were really long and I loved it. I loved that look. I felt like I looked so regal. I felt like I looked more authentic to who I really was. Then I was like, yes, I am going to lock my hair. Throughout that process, I was just researching everything that I could possibly think of to research. I came across sister locks, and when I came across the sister locks, I was like, ooh, this is the look that I want. I want to learn how to do it. Everything that I read, there was never any mention. Again, all the stuff that's available today wasn't available in 2007 or 2006 when I was thinking about this. So everything that I read was just like, sister lock consultant, here's the website. And I'm like, no, I don't want to pay anybody to do this. I want to learn how to do it myself. Throughout all of my research, I happened upon nappy locks. picture that I saw on the website from Nappy Locks looked like the sister locks that I wanted. So I was like, ooh, I can get this. And there's a video and a book and a tool that teaches you and shows you exactly what to do. So I went ahead and I bought the business in the box. Got the business in the box. I read the book. I looked at the video and I was like, I got this. But then when it came to parting my hair, I was like, ooh, I ain't got it. I ain't got it at all. Now, I had always done my own hair, with the exception of micro braids every now and then, because the parting is so small, and I am very meticulous when it comes to parting, and I knew that it would take me forever to do it, and I didn't want to go through that. When I was looking at the parting, I'm like, okay, so the key is in the parting, but how in the hell am I going to part my hair so meticulous like this to create the effect that I want? I got frustrated, and then I broke down, and I ended up contacting a sister lock consultant, had her put my locks in, and after I got my locks installed, I don't know if they still do this because I'm no longer actively affiliated with sister locks, but after your install, your first retightening after your install is free. I went to the lady to get my retightening done, but in between that, I had my tool, and I was thinking to myself, okay, so the lady charges $25 an hour to do my hair or to retighten. So I was saying to myself, okay, well, I'll just go to her until I can learn or until I feel comfortable enough to do this on my own. I was like, after my first retight, I'm gonna see how long it takes her, and if it's not too long, then I'll just have to budget that. Didn't want to do it. I wasn't making nearly as much money as I make now. I was just thinking, like, I really don't want to have to pay this lady, but I don't know what to do with my own hair. And side note real quick, that's another reason why I just, sister locks is just it leaves you dependent on them. Anyway, after my first retightening, it took her 6 hours to retighten my hair. Thinking 6 hours times 25. No ma'am, no sir, I'm sorry, I don't have it. I'm not gonna act like I got it. We need to figure out something else. In the meanwhile, after my first retightening, my job transferred me. I was in South Georgia at the time. The lady I saw she lived in Jacksonville, Florida. I was that close to Florida, like 5 minutes away from the Florida line. During that time, my job transferred me back to Atlanta. Then I'm like, okay, so I'm without a consultant. Then I was, again, reading different blogs, and a lot of people were saying how they went to a different consultant, and that consultant the new consultant said, ooh, who did your hair? The lady messed you up, and it's going to cost this much more money to get it fixed. So that turned me off. Then I just don't trust people in my hair, even more so now than I did then. I just didn't trust people, and I didn't want anybody in my head that didn't need to be in my head. And plus, I wanted to learn how to do it for myself. So it was like all of these emotions going through. It had been September, October, November, December. 2 months. 2 months had passed since I had gotten my hair retightened. So anybody who's had sister locks knows that in the beginning stages, your hair is going through some things. It really goes through some things. It just, my hair started coming undone from the ends. Then of course I had new growth as my hair was growing, and to me my hair looked like an afro with little tiny braids that were starting to unravel. So like, luckily my hair was short, so I could kind of like, put a headband on and like fluff it out. But like in the inside, I was feeling like, oh my God, what is going on with my hair? I can't believe it. That turned into me taking each sister lock out, combing it out one by one, and then replacing each sister lock I combed out with a braid. Hence why I say that I have braid locks. But I have the sister lock parting. Anyway, back to my story of how this is a journey. It's a journey because throughout this entire time, I was having to look at myself every day in the mirror and tell myself that just because your hair isn't long, or just because your hair doesn't look like the other person's hair, doesn't mean that you're not beautiful. I had to tell myself that because there were a few times where I didn't feel pretty. I felt ugly. And I felt like I want to continue this because I envisioned myself with these beautiful long locks. But at the time, I didn't have the patience for it. And that's something else that I learned. I learned patience. That's another part of the journey. It is a journey. You learn to love yourself. You love patience. You learn to embrace everything that happens to your hair and just know it's not a big deal. You will live. You will wake up the next day. You know that you're beautiful. Then that's all that needs to be said. You don't need affirmation, confirmation from anybody else but yourself. It is a journey of self-love. And that was the first part in my decision making. And yeah, and I know in my last video I was saying that the song India Irie, I'm Not My Hair. After I cut my hair, I felt ugly. I felt like I looked like my brother, and I cried, and I was like, I made the worst mistake in the world. And I went out and bought a wig and slapped that wig right on my head, which was so counterproductive. But that song, I listened to it and I was listening to the words, and I'm like, yeah, that was the beginning of my journey. It was self-love. I can't say that enough, that this is a self-love journey. Side note real quick, that's why I feel I'm indifferent. I'm really indifferent when it comes to lock extensions, because I did my own lock extensions. I did it. I really did it because I had a whole bunch of short locks right here in the front because I colored my hair too much and my hair was coming out, and I didn't know anything about moisturizing and what moisturizers to use. Again, the stuff that's available today, the knowledge, the products, they were not available then, and if they were, I didn't know anything about it. My hair broke off in the front. I did some lock extensions in the front, and then I really contemplated like putting lock extensions all throughout my hair just to get that instant length. I never did. I just kept them in the front, and then as my hair grew, I just started taking them out. But it's just, I can't explain it. I wish I did. I'd like to articulate these things for people that have yet to take the journey, or people who don't quite understand why so many locked people are passionate about locked hair. Like I said, I can't say it enough. It's all about self-love. When you love yourself, regardless of what people think, regardless of people telling you, ooh, that's ugly, or ooh, I could never do that, girl, it look good on you. I've had all those comments when my hair was short. Ooh, what's that? Oh, what? Locks. Can you wash your hair? Can you take them out? How long you gonna have those? How long you gonna let them things grow? All right, girl, I couldn't do it. Ooh, my husband would kick my ass if I came in the house looking like that. Really? You learn to love yourself in spite of everybody else. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm getting too much into this. I'm 15 minutes into this. I talk too much. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. Not really. But I'll see you guys in the next video. And namaste.